Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com, and this is going to be your stock watch list for the 28th of February, the last day of the month tomorrow, February 28th, as we head into March on Friday. So let's go ahead and take a look at some earnings that came out after the bell tonight. We start out with Booking Holdings, the old Priceline. So that stock came out with earnings after the bell. The stock is moving down in after hours. Square had earnings after the bell. That stock is moving down. Fitbit taking a hit after hours. They also reported earnings after the hour. Billy is up. Is up after hours. They reported earnings. BOX, another tech stock, down hard in the after hours tonight on their earnings. TDOC, Teldoc, moving down after they reported earnings. Today, we had earnings come out from CHK, Chesapeake. These were before the open for today. Lowe's had earnings before the bell today. Best Buy had a really big, strong day. Best Buy, they beat on earnings. They're also doing a share buyback. TJX in the retail space also having a decent day after they reported earnings. Weight Watchers, they reported earnings after the bell on Tuesday, and that stock gapped down and stayed down for the day. So no help for Weight Watchers. Tomorrow for your economic calendar for February 28th, Thursday. Pretty straightforward as far as economic information. We do get some Fed speak splattered into the day tomorrow. Jerome Powell had his last day of testimony for today. Started at 10 a.m. and went till after 1 o'clock today on his testimony. So Jerome Powell, we finished that today. Tomorrow we do get nat gas numbers coming out at 10:30. Nat gas numbers come out tomorrow. UNG, UGAS, DGAS, the ETFs to watch for that. At 9:45, we get the Chicago PMI coming out. 11 o'clock, we get the Kansas City Fed numbers coming out. And this courtesy of the Trade Exchange. So this is the news box from the Trade Exchange, and we'll just give you some of those numbers on the earnings. TDOC, they beat by a penny. They beat on revenue for TDOC. Let's see, we had Fitbit. They beat by 7 cents, beat on revenue, just not good enough for the street. Hewlett Packard had earnings per share come out in line, missed on revenue. HPQ, COL, they beat by 65 cents, beat on revenue. NLNK beat by 6 cents, misses on revenue. Square, they beat by a penny, beat on revenue, but just not good enough for the street there. Box beats by 4 cents, but missed on revenue. BOX, I showed you that chart. They were down hard in the after hours. Monster Beverage came out with earnings after the bell, beat by 2 cents, beat on revenues. MNST, that stock is holding up in the after hours on Monster. LB, came out with earnings after the bell. They lowered guidance going forward. So that stock is taking a hit in after hours. Let's see, Fitbit flat on revenues and light guidance for Fitbit, FIT. After the bell tonight, BMY Celgene, Wellington Management does not support Bristol Myers Squibb acquisition of Celgene Corporation. So that came out after the bell. So BMY is moving up and Celgene taking a hit here in the after hours now on that news. L Brands was down 8% after hours as their guidance is weak for L Brands. And let's see what other news we had. Trox had some earnings come out. They missed by 3 cents, but beat on revenue. Bristol Myers did come out and make a comment. Said it is acquiring Celgene at attractive price. Bristol Myers comments on the Celgene deal in emailed statement. BMY held talks with holders including Wellington since the announcement. That further news coming out, a statement by Bristol Myers, BILI, they beat by 5 cents and beat on revenue. And I showed you that chart, that stock, a recent China IPO, actually came out last year, moving up in the after hours tonight. This news courtesy of the Trade Exchange. Let's go ahead and go over the markets a little bit today. So basically, the markets treaded water today. It was a very narrow range as the SPY and other markets are up here near supply and resistance, but the markets did not pull back all that much. We got to pull back to about the 10 SMA on the SPY here, and then the dip buyers showed up. So we're right back at that 5 EMA on the SPY. If we take a look at the QQQ, that pulled back a little bit. Dip buyers showed up, pushed us right back up to the 5 EMA again. The IBB and the XBI were very strong today. The XBI getting up above the 200 SMA, the IBB holding above the 200 SMA and pushing up above the 5 EMA today, holding above all the fast-moving averages on the IBB. We had a lot of things on our plate today, news-wise. We had Trump meeting with Korean leader Kim in Vietnam. We had trade negotiations still going on between China and the U.S. As mentioned, Jerome Powell finishing up his 2-day testimony today. Cohn, Trump's ex-lawyer, was testifying today. And Big Pharma went before Congress today to talk about drug pricing. So that was all on the market's plate. But as you can see, the IBB and the XBI had a strong session. Let's go ahead and look at the IWM, holding underneath the 200 SMA and holding above around the 10 SMA on the IWM. That's the Russell 2000 ETF. The IWC, that is holding above the 10 SMA and holding above the 5 EMA on our daily chart here for the IWC. That's the micro caps. Let's go ahead and look at some of the action for the day. So we had the Dow Jones down about 73 points for the day. The S&P down about 2 points. The transports were down about 55 points on the day. Let's see, what else do we have? The SMH was down about a point for the day. To the upside, we had the Nasdaq plus 5 points for the day. If we look at the percent change, oil, a nice rebound today, up about 2.5% for light sweet crude oil, holding above that $55 a barrel, got up to 56.94 today. USO, the ETF for light sweet crude oil, also up 2% on the day. The hack, the security, cybersecurity ETF was up 1.33% for the day. Nat gas UNG was up 1% for today. The KRE, the regional banks, was up 1% for the day. The MJ was up about 0.5% on the day. And the OIH, the oil services sector, such names as Rig, Schlumberger, Halliburton were up today fractionally. To the downside, you see JNUG, the junior gold miners, was down about 6% for the day. The VIX pulled back a little bit today, down 3% for the day. The FXI was down 1.5% for the day. Silver was down 1.25% for the day. And social, the ETF for social media, down about 1% on the day. SMH was down 1% on the day. We'll go ahead and look at some of the S&P sector performance for today. So like I said, the XBI was up over 1% for the day. The XRT, the retail sector, was up 0.5% for the day, as it is holding above the fast-moving averages. Still remains below the 200 SMA. There were some companies that had earnings today that affected that. Lowe's Corporation had earnings today. They came out with earnings. The other day we had Home Depot come out with earnings. Home Depot announced a 15 billion share buyback for that stock. Let's see, as far as other earnings, we in the retail sector, Best Buy came out with a buyback for this one, and this stock moved up quite a bit today. You see the big volume that came into Best Buy on the day, so that affected the XRT, the retail ETF. JWN, I believe, has earnings tomorrow. Let's see, yeah, on the 28th for Nordstrom, that stock was moving up today. Macy's had earnings this week. They moved this one up a little bit today, up over 2% on the day for Macy's, so that helped the XRT. Campbell Soup reported earnings today, not in the XRT, but they had earnings today and caught some shorts off guard here. Campbell Soup moved up nicely today. Mylan had earnings in the morning, and that one did not fare so well. As you can see, Mylan was down about 15% on the day for MYL. Some of your stocks that were down in the Dow today, we had the UNH down almost 5% on the day. Home Depot dropped 2.5% on the day. Dow DuPont dropped 2% on the day. To the upside, Boeing bounced back today, up 2%. Caterpillar, after being downgraded yesterday with a sell at UBS, bounced back 1% on the day. ExxonMobil was up about 1% on the day. For some top stocks that I watch, WLL was down 11% today. Whiting Petroleum, Stamp fell over 5% on the day. WDC, Western Digital down almost 5% on the day. Save, an airline, down 4% for the day. Micron Technologies down almost 4% on the day. CVS was also down about 3.5% for the day. Over in the S&P 500 to the downside, as mentioned, Mylan was down 15% on the day. That was your big loser there. To the upside, we had Best Buy up 14% on the day. Over in the Nasdaq 100, let's see, pretty much the same stocks. TTWO was down 3% today. AMD was down about 3% for the day. To the upside, we had Mercado Libre, that was up almost 21% on the day. Tesla had a big, strong day today, up almost 6% on the day. And Illumina was up almost 3% on the day for ILMN. All right, everybody, so we'll start looking at our watch list for tomorrow. So now with a lot of tech stocks down tonight, I had Apple on watch tonight. I'm looking to see if it can get up over this 175.50 area for Apple, so I'll have that on watch for tomorrow. ACB. We're still in a swing trade on this one, so I'm going to watch and not sure if I'm going to have to cut it loose or not. It's holding above the fast-moving averages here. Would like this thing to start getting back above $8, but right now the cannabis names are a little bit stalled out, but trying to stick with ACB. Another one in the cannabis space that's making kind of a bullish wedge here, coiling, is this APHA. Looks like it needs to get up over around 1050, 1040 in that area. So I'll have that one on watch for tomorrow. Some other names I'll be watching. ACRX, 2.4 million shares came into this name. They pulled it back to about the 10 SMA, now turning it back up. Has this 350 area up ahead on ACRX. Ameren had earnings today. The stock moved down at first. They sold it off in the pre-market. They bounced it back a few times. So let's see what Ameren has in store for us for tomorrow. Intraday, I'll be watching that one. Another name I'll be watching is AUPH. Volume 1.2 million shares today, holding it above the 5 EMA, holding it above this 675 area, trying to get up through this 725 spot on AUPH. A lot of biotechs on my watch list tonight, as those two sectors, XBI and IBB, were the strong sectors. AVGR a name under $1, under 75 cents, trying to, turn the corner here. Over 11 million shares came into this name today. Billy will be on watch for tomorrow. They had earnings after the bell, so I'll have this one on watch for tomorrow, see if we can get an entry in it. And maybe this kind of ignites some of the other stocks in the China sector. JD will be on watch. They have earnings coming out tomorrow. JD before the bell. The other one is IQ. I'll be watching this one. IQ actually, holding up pretty well here. Pulling back from $28, but holding above the 5 EMA, the yellow dashed line that you see there. Celgene, this one getting hit in the after hours tonight. We'll be watching this one for a reversal. BMY was up in the after hours, so if this deal is not going to go through, then BMY might want to turn back up further. So I'll have both of those on watch tomorrow. CERS, another biotech name. Look at this reversal off the 50 SMA on the daily chart here. Volume today, 2.5 million shares. Has this 675 spot up ahead on CERS. Keep that one on watch. CHK. $3 was the supply zone today, the resistance zone. But look at this expanding volume on CHK. So if this one breaks above $3 tomorrow, might be worth a shot. CRM, depending on how the tech stocks are going to act. We had a recent high on CRM of about 163.57. So maybe over that 163.65-ish area for this one to get going further. The cannabis stocks are always on watch each and every day. CGC, CRON, these both will be on watch for tomorrow to see how they set up intraday. CVNA is up in the after hours. Now they closed it at $42 here on the daily chart. Got as high as $48. So CVNA, specialty retail stock, will be on watch tomorrow. HTBX, another biotech, looking good here, holding above the fast-moving averages. Has the 200 SMA in the way. 200 SMA on this stock is 177. So maybe over 180. HTBX makes a move. Keep it on watch. IGC moved to the, I think it's the NYSE on this one. So holding above the fast moving average is another cannabis play here. So that'll be on watch. Mankind was pushing up today, just could not get above and hold above 195 today. So if it gets above 195, maybe we get that $2 break in MNKD. Keep it on your watch. Monster had earnings after the bell tonight, popping this one up, so it'll be on watch to see if there's any kind of intraday setup or continuation move tomorrow. MTNB had a very strong day today, maybe some type of inside day tomorrow, consolidation day, or maybe some type of red to green move in this one. 3.7 million shares pushing it up. Has this 150 area up ahead. So, if they push this up over 150, might get interesting on that one. MTP, we actually traded this a couple of times in the service today throughout the day. Nice pop up here. So I'll keep it on watch again for tomorrow. NBR, another oil stock. 23 million shares came in on NBR, held the 50 SMA. They popped it back up. So like CHK, we'll see if there's any kind of follow through there. NEO, we got a beautiful trade in this one the other day. So this one is always on watch. Kind of paused today, an inside day, consolidation day, but held above $9 throughout the day. So we'll keep NEO on watch. Overstock was having a strong move today. You see the 6.3 million shares in Overstock, strong right out of the gate today. Actually, they popped it up, pulled it back, and then it was off to the races on Overstock today. So this one will be on watch again for tomorrow. PTN had a strong day today. 3.2 million shares, has the $1 area up ahead. Now we've come from 65 cents up near this $1, so we'll see how it sets up intraday. Sage, after they did that offering, they bounced it right back here. The high today on Sage was $1.60 and 19 cents, so maybe over 160. well, we'll call it maybe if we could catch it at 159 and a quarter for another continuation up here, and maybe it gets through that 160 for SAGE. SMMT had a nice strong volume day, expanding volume, 1 million shares. Let's open this chart up for you a little bit. So you can see it. Yeah, right about there. I guess we'll leave it at that. So the high today was 246. So maybe over that 250 area for SMMT. Another name I'll be watching tomorrow is Square to see if there's any kind of bounce in this name after their earnings tonight. SVMK, to be honest with you, I never traded this one before. SVMK, nice pop though, 3.7 million shares, was strong throughout the day, so we'll see on that one. TXMD, $6 is in the way at the moment, right? You see, we got up to 6, we pulled back. If we get up over this 605, 606 area, 3.7 million shares on that one. XNet was very strong today, pushing up 4.3 million shares, getting above the 100 SMA, has that $5 area up ahead, so definitely one to watch for the next couple of days. Under Armour, this one trying to get up over 23 bucks here on Under Armour. So if it can do that, maybe a possible swing trade in this Under Armour name. Now, if you don't like that one, you could go with UA. It's a little bit cheaper. Same thing. If it can get up over, this $21 area for Under Armour. Nike had a very nice day today, just cruising along on Nike. So maybe Under Armour wants to follow. Foot Locker has earnings on Friday. So just a reminder for tomorrow, you have JD.com has earnings before the bell. You have JCPenney, they have earnings before the bell tomorrow. SPLK, Splunk in the software application sector, has earnings after the close on Thursday. Nutanix, NTNX has earnings after the bell tomorrow. Workday has earnings after the bell tomorrow. VMware has earnings after the bell tomorrow. So some earnings that are coming out after the bell for tomorrow. And then Foot Locker has earnings Friday before the bell, symbol FL there. All right, everybody. So this is Mike from Zozo StockWatch. This will be the last video until Sunday. So we'll be putting out a couple of videos this coming Sunday. This will be the last video until Sunday night. So if these videos are helping out, please hit the like button. Leave some comments down below. Also, if you would like to participate in my service for $30, you could be involved in my service for 30 full days as a full customer. Okay, so $30 for 30 days. We give you a month to come in and test drive it, but for $30. So it's about $1 per day. So would love to have you in the service. We're a very professional service. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com.